Hey everyone, this is Saito, and this video is not a drama video nor a guide video. This time I'm going to make a video that's a bit different than the ones I usually make. There is a certain show on Netflix that has been skyrocketing recently, so I want to make a video about it just to make it a bit fun and also get a lot of attention. So I want to mix Genshin and Squid Game and make a video where I just wonder to myself which character in Genshin would survive Squid Game. That will test their strength, their teamwork, their intelligence, but most importantly if they can even dodge a bullet or straight up just endure it. So let's get right into the video, but before that please consider to subscribe because it would really help the channel. You really have no idea how much your support is important to me, so it would be very nice if you subscribe to me. But now let's get to the video. So first of all, how do people die in Squid Game? In the show, most of the times the deaths are by bullets. Whether it's a gun, it's a rifle, it's a turret, they always die because of a bullet. And many characters in Genshin are not that powerful, like I can't expect Mika to survive a gunshot. So that makes most of them able to be in danger in this kind of situation. But before that, I would like to start with the Archons. So immediately the Archons are very powerful and a gunshot is not going to do it. So immediately Venti, Raiden Shogun, Zhongli, Mavuika, Nahida and Novelette will survive this. And the Tsaritsa as well, even though we know basically nothing about her. A bullet basically does nothing to them, so they don't have anything to worry about. But even if they were mortals and just would die by a bullet, I think they will still be able to remain alive. Because they all are very smart, not only Nahida but also all of them. They are all very old, they are all very experienced, they know so many things, and they would be able to either manipulate players or just find some ways to remain alive. Many of them faced something like the Abyss or the Archon Wars, so they definitely saw something way worse than just a bullet. I guess the most likely one to die would be Venti, because he might be too cocky and try to exaggerate and die by that. But even then, I'm sure that he would be able to survive because he just knows when to stop. He acts like he's dumb, but he's definitely not dumb. Let's also remove some other cheaters like the Adepti apart from Shenhe and also something like Scaramouche, and now we can actually check the contestants. So the first game, just like in Season 1, is going to be red light green light, and considering just how easy that game is, I don't feel like anyone would actually have any big problem with it. I feel like the only ones that could have some problems would be Chi-Chi, because she might just not understand, Sayu because she would fall asleep during the explanation of the rules, also maybe something like Klee, because she might get too impulsive and just run too much before stopping, and lastly I feel like Bennett is going to die 100% because he's just unlucky. He's literally the embodiment of unluck, so I feel like he's going to die first. But apart from that, I don't feel like anyone would actually have a big problem with it. The only big problem would be that once the first person dies, so many people will just panic and also die as well. But I don't feel like I could count all of that, because I can just imagine all of the people that might panic and die because of running away. I feel like I'm just going to count the players on whether they would pass the challenge or not, apart from maybe some special cases, but we will see. So in the first game, Bennett, Chi-Chi, Sayu and Klee might die. Now for the second game, the game starts to be a bit more interesting because we have the 6-legged Pentathlon. It requires people to get into different groups of 5 people each, and they will all have to play a different game, but each team member will have to choose a different game. The games will be Daki, Flying Stone, also Gonji, Spinning Top, and lastly Geji. Most of them are very easy to understand, so I don't think I will waste time explaining them, but let's say immediately some teams that will shine 100%. First of all, I think we have the Raiden Shogun. The Raiden Shogun, even if she was a mortal, would 100% win this game if she was met in a good team. If she makes a team with Kujo, Sara, Yae, Miko and a few other friends, then she will 100% win, because not only they are all very cold-hearted and calculative, but they also have a lot of teamworks, so the Raiden Shogun will just boss around their team and they might win very early. But there is a possibility that for her this might not end well, because if she's paired in a different team, she might get fucked, because she will 100% want to take the lead, and if she finds someone else that also wants that, she will just go insane. They might argue, they might lose concentration, and this will make them lose the game. And also, considering just how cold-hearted she is, I don't feel like she's going to really enjoy you losing a game. Every time you lose a game, you will lose quite some seconds, and she might not make it well for you. If she's paired with her companions, that's pretty good for her, but if she's met with just random people, they might not enjoy her very cold attitude. Another guy I feel like would really shine in this case are going to be Arataki Ito and Uemiya. That's because they're just used to play these games all the time, all the day, so I bet they just will have a good time with this. And they're also used to cheer up kids when they lose, so I bet they can do this with their friends too. I feel like Albedo and Kazuha are also going to be very useful in this match, but some players that might lose their focus very easily, like Kabe, are going to have a rough time, because even if you lose the game twice, it's already going to be half of a death sentence for you, at least if you can't maintain your focus and just keep playing. Also, I feel like as leaders, Yilan and Arlecchino are going to be very useful because manipulation is their second name, but I will just show all the other characters that I think are going to die. Also, I feel like Chi-Chi must just come back to the dead because a bullet is not going to do it, but she will die again because she will 100% fail this game. However, the final one is by far are the hardest one and also the most merciless one. That's because it forces to kill so many players and also to make them just scatter away. The game is called Mingle and all of the players will be placed on a spinning circle until they will say a number. Once they say the number, there will be huge music and also many bright lights that will just disorient the players. And the players will have to find a group of that number and then get into one of the doors to survive being shot. This may look pretty simple, but it's everything but that, simply because it will disorient you and make you panic a lot. There is a huge music playing, there is also a lot of bright lights, so you might easily lose your friends, you might just see them go away, you might see some people just pulling your friends to get them into a door, so I feel like only the most concentrated ones will survive that round. Kazuha might survive, Raiden Shogun for sure, maybe Kujo-san as well, but someone like Ito or Mika will die for sure. I feel like Alheita might survive because he's very focused, he's very strong, so he might just get some players to just pull them by force and get them into a door, but I'm sure that this will kill so many players because many of the players are just teens. Many Genshin characters are pretty young, they still can feel a lot of panic, especially in a situation like that and with all of the tension, especially if you just saw your friend getting killed. So I feel like even the most concentrated ones might just die even for an accident, they might just lose their teammates, that just might be too late and everyone else has already fled, so that's going to be a very tricky game. Finally, Chichi might have just came back from the other game alive once again because 2 bullets are not enough, so maybe this one will hit the nail in the coffin. And finally we have the special game, which is just murdering each other. It happens during the final night where lights are off and they can't see anything, and in that chaos people start killing each other in order to have less participants. This is a very important game because now the weaker ones will die for sure. Some characters might have survived the other game because they got lucky or because they managed to get some other teammates, but now if they're not very powerful, experienced or anything like that, they are 100% going to succumb to the hands of another player that is much stronger. So in that case I left only the strongest ones in my opinion and also someone that could manipulate others. Yilan might be a bit less strong compared to the others, but she's still very able to control the others. She can still hide, she can still find some ways to survive. Candice is also very strong, Zhongli you could punch him for like the whole day and he will never die. Wriothesley did this stuff every single night in his whole life, so he's gonna be fine. Ayato and Ayaka are going to survive together, and as for Furina, if there was not Nuvolet, she would have died at like the second game. I'm not sure about Albedo, but like he is very powerful in the end. Like if you saw the quest in the 2.3 version, he was very powerful. Ganyu fought in the Archon War. I feel like I would put Noelle here because Noelle is actually so strong. Lastly, I feel like the Shogun and Kujo-Sara will survive together alongside Yaemiko. Kazuha and Beidou will also survive together, and Lisa will just find a way to survive. She's very smart, she's very strong, I bet she's going to find something to do. And this concludes the Squid Game. The final results are that out of 71 players, 27 survived and 44 died. So 38% of the players survived, which is quite a lot actually. After all, many characters in Genshin are very strong and very powerful. Some of them can rely with each other, some of them are just very powerful on themselves, and many of them already showed just how strong they can be, so it was kind of expected in the end. And that concludes the video. If you enjoyed it, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!